and her paths unto the dead. None that go unto her return again, neither take they hold of the paths of life. There's somebody that is deceived by Babylon the Great and takes the mark of the beast in the tribulation. Then he said, he's telling you this and warning you about this, that thou mayest walk in the way of good men and keep the paths of the righteousness. Now, I had a very vivid application of that years ago in Palatka. And I was in Palatka when the bookstore first started down there, and then Fort moved up here. And I was eating with a fellow and his family, and he was about a young fellow, about 25, wife about 23, and they had a couple of children with them. I think the oldest was something like, he was about 4 or 5, something like that. And the youngest was just a baby. And we were eating at some junk food place after service one night in the revival. And I was sitting there, just talking about this and that and the other thing, not much anything. The food was no good. And I'm sitting there just bored to death. And just this nice talk. And he's a gentleman and she was a lady, and they talked quiet and just about hardly anything. And I remember sitting there, and outside was raining. And I remember a couple of times I didn't hear what they said. I just turned around and looked out the window and nodded my head, and that's so. Looked out the window, and it was raining coming down out there, and I knew what was out there. Now I'm sitting there in a little cafe with a couple of youngsters, and they're talking about nothing particular, and no excitement, no gunfire, no cussing, and no fighting, and no stealing, and no robbing, and no running from the cops, and no all this stuff. I'd come up in dance bands and all that stuff, and telling the young fellows how to kill each other. I'm sitting there looking out the window, and